Give me a second, I'm gonna go grab some artwork. I'll be right back. Good morning to whoever's showing up. What's going on? What's going on? Keep your eyes on your fries because we're live. It's pretty early. Probably everybody's heading to work. I'll be doing that soon. I'll be heading back to work soon. I'll start going back to work here in about another 30 days. So I'll be working part-time between now and April. Gonna take some time off to maybe make a trip to the Philippines. That's what we're planning on doing. Hey, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live. I just got up early, just talking about making a trip to the Sonoma this coming weekend. We're gonna be giving these away, hopefully. We're gonna start spinning for artwork. So this is some artwork that we're gonna try to start having a drawing for on the travel channel. I have another channel that we do this on. It works out pretty good. We do trivia, and then if you win, we'll send this to you. Finally got my map of the Philippines that's going to go on the wall. We're going to start planning our trip to the Philippines in January. So stay tuned. We're gonna document the whole thing, our whole trip. We're gonna document. So welcome to the channel this morning. If you would drop a comment where you're from. I'm up really early. I did a bunch of editing this morning on some other videos for my other channel, Go Big Garage. If you have never seen our other channel, go check that out. I do automotive education and all automotive stuff. I've been a mechanic for 40 years. But anyway, I'm up really early this morning. I thought I'd do a live on the travel channel. We're going to go to Sonoma this weekend. It's my birthday. I'll be 61. And I'm going to go to the vintage car races at Sears Point. I was pretty amazed. The race, there's no fee to get in as a spectator. There's 167 entries at the Sonoma vintage car races on, I think, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think, something like that. There's 3 days in there. I got to figure out the dates, but I think we're gonna make a trip down to Sonoma and go to the car races down there at Sears Point, and then we'll document that whole trip and do some filming and give you guys all the costs like we usually do. If you haven't subscribed, if you're into traveling in Northern California, if you would subscribe to the channel. And also I have another channel that I just got done doing a bunch of editing for the Go Big Garage channel. I do an automotive channel also. But I was going to show you something. This is something we do on the other channel. This is called flow art. I do a lot of this. I do it as a hobby, and I'll show you a couple different pieces. Here's a red one. So I do this, and then what we started doing on the other channel is we do trivia. And then every time you get an answer correct, we have a wheel that we spin. And if you land on Go Big, you get a piece of art sent to you. And it's kind of fun to do. People feel like they're going to win something. And then, it gets some engagement. So I teach automotive repair on the other channel. But on this channel, I was going to show you, we're planning to go to the Philippines. So I just got my my wall map for the Philippines, and we're doing all our research on where we could stay while we're there, what it's going to cost us. we're probably gonna go in January. So I'm getting ready to go back to work. I'll be back to work part-time. I work part year, part-time. I'm semi-retired, so I'll go back to work. I build police cars for a living, for a county, so a government agency. So I'm off work. I've been off work for 3 months, so I'm getting ready to go back. And the 7th is my birthday, so we're heading to the Sears Point to watch the vintage car races. And I'm gonna take my camera down there, and we're gonna document the whole thing, and we'll load it here to this channel. I really appreciate you guys being here this morning. Um, I thought we'd start hitting these lives a little bit more. It's a really good way to get subscriptions. It seems like people enjoy the lives, and I enjoy them because you get to like to just be yourself a little bit more. You know, we're trying to build a community on the channel, and the channel's it's getting better. It's gaining some traction. It takes a while to get a channel to really take off on YouTube. It usually takes almost a year to really get one rolling. So we're just going to keep after it, and we're going to keep posting our trips that we do on the weekends, and hopefully you guys could use that information to maybe go on a trip like we do. What we do is we plan trips where we can go there and spend time and make it back to the house without having to rent a room. So we do that from the Sacramento Valley, three hours out. So we give ourselves 6 hours worth of driving for the day, and that gets us back home without having to pay for a room. And then we give reviews on where we eat at, and I tell you, the big one that's helpful to a lot of people is the fuel. We always put down where we bought our fuel at, because you can save a lot of money by knowing where to get your fuel at when you're traveling. I mean, it can save you quite a bit of money. I know when I was traveling in my motorhome, it was a big deal, because when you're pumping 100, if you're going to spend $500 in fuel for, a big trip like that, if you can save $1 a gallon, you know, that's a big savings. And we found that in California, the casinos are a great place to get good gas, good cheap fuel. There's one over there going over the coastline that we always use, and it's over $1 and cheaper a gallon than it is in Fort Bragg. Because Fort Bragg's really expensive for gas. Because once you get over there, you don't have a choice. That's where you got to buy your fuel. So we have a couple of places, that Pomo gas station going over there. It's like $1.20 a gallon cheaper usually when we go over there. So if you guys would, the ones that are here, man, if you would comment, where you're from, so I kind of know where you're from. On the drawings, I'm thinking about doing. We're gonna start maybe trying this where we're spinning for artwork, and then I've given a bunch of these away on my other channel, and I just pay the shipping. It don't cost you anything. If you win, we ship it to you free of charge. So anyway, we're gonna start trying to do that to gain some traction on the channel. If you guys would comment below, if you're interested in going to the Philippines, or if you thought about going to the Philippines, it's a big thing right now for us, is thinking about making that trip to the Philippines. It's crazy cheap over there to take a vacation to. The Philippines is a great place, a great destination place for a vacation, because the housing and the rent for like a room and stuff, and the food and the travel is like a third of what it is here. So you can really, it's quite a savings when you go over there. From my research, I haven't done it yet, but I tell you what opened my eyes to that, and I was just doing that this morning. We just got back. My girl talked me into going on a cruise. She paid for the whole thing, and so I went to a cruise, a 7-day cruise, about a month ago, to the Bahamas, and we went to Dominica Republic, and it kind of really opened my eyes to the possibility of living outside the United States for a year, just to see what it would be like, because it's just so expensive to live, especially in California. I live in Northern California, and it is so expensive to live here, especially after you retire. Because once you retire, it makes it really difficult because you got your health care, you got the utilities are going crazy high, the registration on your vehicles. So we're trying to figure out a way we can extend our dollars by just living abroad for maybe 7 or 8 months out of the year outside the United States, and do a little traveling that way. So if you would, if you're interested in thinking about traveling outside the U.S., leave a comment because we're gonna plan a big trip in January. But this weekend coming, we're going to Sonoma and we're going to document all that and put it on the travel channel. So we'll drop a video about we're going to the vintage car races, and it's a good deal. I've been to Sears Point before when the drag races are going, and it's so expensive. It's like $150 to get in. But I found out the vintage car races, they got 180 cars or 167 cars entered, and there's no fee for the people to go in it as spectators. So that's a pretty good deal to go to Sonoma Raceway and get a whole day of racing, and it doesn't cost you anything. So, it won't be top notch racing like drag racing, but a bunch of older vintage hot rod races. So we're going to go down there it's my 61. I'll be 61 on the 7th. So we're gonna go down there for, hopefully we're gonna try to make this work, and we're thinking about doing some things around Sonoma. So if you know where to stay or places to go in the Sonoma area, if you would drop a comment because we're heading that direction. I'm gonna do a little research. All right, there's a couple hot springs down there, so I was thinking about maybe we'll make a dual day of it, and we'll go and do like the hot springs and do Sonoma and in the same day. Just drive down there. It's about a 2-hour drive from here. So get up early, have a good breakfast, leave, get down there in a couple hours, spend the day down there, and make it back home before the sun goes down. And that's what we've been promoting on the channel. And and I have another channel, Go Big Garage. So anyway, I just thought I'd shoot a real quick live this morning. I know everybody's probably heading to work. I'll be doing that soon. In about another 3 weeks, I'll be going to work like the rest of everybody else. Right now it's been pretty nice. I've been off for 3 months, so I've got a lot of projects done and that. But we got a big trip planned in January to the Philippines, so we're gonna document that whole thing, and we're gonna we'll post it on the as videos, and we're gonna try to do some lives. Sometimes the internet's sketchy in the Philippines, so it's hard to do lives from there. But we're gonna see if we can make that happen, where we can do some lives from the Philippines. But so far the prices on the flights are about $1,000 to fly there, which it sounds like a lot, but I flew to my daughter's house in Tennessee and it was $700. So for another $300, I can go overseas, and so it'll be pretty good. And if you would comment down below where you're from and what if you travel in Northern California, because that's kind of what the channel's about. Is we do traveling in Northern California. So we give tips for places to stay, places to eat, where to get your gas, how to plan a trip for a trip to in Northern California. We have a lot of people that are coming going out of the live today. I get it. It's a new channel, so people aren't sure about the channel right now. But what we're doing with the channel, we're just promoting how to make trips on the weekends that don't cost you a fortune. How do you make a trip and not cost you $1,000? That's the secret right now, is how can you go have fun for the weekend and not have to rent a room. And so we put all that information out there for people so you can do that. So this is some artwork we're gonna start giving away on the lives. We're gonna do give away drip art, and we're hoping that it'll help promote the channel a little bit. There's a red one I did. I was just up really early this morning editing video for another channel, so I thought I'd get up and do a live. This is artwork that we're gonna be giving away as like a contest, like a random contest. On the other channel, we do trivia, and if you get the questions right, you get to spin for a piece of this art, and if you win, I ship it to you free of charge. Don't cost you nothing. Inside the United States only, though. We can't afford to be sending this stuff outside the United States. So I'm hoping that pretty soon, if we can get enough traction, keep enough people in the room, we can start, we can start giving these away. So this is some art that I do just as a hobby. It's called flow art, and they're always different. Everyone's different. So, oh shoot. If you guys would comment below if this is something that you'd be interested in doing. Because on the other channel, what I do is do trivia. So we could do trivia about the Philippines or about Asia or about traveling in general. And we could do some trivia. And then what happens is when you get the answer correct, we have a random wheel. And you get to spin for a piece of this artwork. I just gave one of these away 2 weeks ago on the other channel. And the lady asked me to sign it. So I signed that for her. So if you win these, we send these free of charge. As you guys are coming in the room, if you would, just leave a comment on where you're from. What kind of coffee you drinking? I got some other stuff. I like to drink that Black Rifle. If you've never had a really good coffee, man, Black Rifle is amazing. So what we do, we're going to Sonoma. We're gonna go to the Sears Point this coming weekend, and it's my birthday, so we're gonna go down there and watch the vintage car races. I was telling people are coming going out of the channel, so I'm repeating myself a few times, which I don't mind doing that. I'm just learning this new live. The lives are kind of fun because you get to meet people. The lives are a lot of fun because you get to be yourself and you don't have to be somebody you're not. I just got my map of my wall map for the Philippines. We're gonna put this on the wall and start putting thumbnails in the places that we plan on visiting in January. That's the plan anyway. We're planning on doing a week trip to the Philippines in January. And I don't know if you've ever looked into it, but the Philippines is a great deal. And the people are really nice there. They're just amazingly helpful and friendly. And so we're going to try to do a trip to the Philippines pretty soon. And then I've been showing other people as they come into the room, because we're getting a lot of in and outers. But we're going to start giving away artwork. This is called flow art that I do. And then we're going to start having, if we get enough people in the channel on the lives, we're going to start spinning for winners where you'll get a piece of this art free of charge. And it's on canvas, so it's good quality canvas. And then there's a bunch of different, there's never one alike. We do all different types of these. It's so good. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that, Nick. So anyway, what I'm planning on doing is if we can get enough people to join the lives, I'll start doing a live like every, Friday or Saturday night, and then we'll have a spin-off for these where you can win one of these. And we'll just do a trivia. And what it does, it helps the algorithm with getting the lives going, and we can do trivia on just about anything. Because it's a travel channel, it's nice to do the trivia about where where we're going or where we're staying, or right now the Philippines is something that we're looking into because it's it's really hard to make it here in the United States after you retire because of the your income doesn't change and everything else is just going up. And so it makes it really hard to have a good retirement right now. So we're looking at the Philippines to possibly go spend 6 months a year over there. I haven't been there. I'm gonna go, but I want to go, so we're gonna go check it out. And for those, because we've had a lot of people come in and out. This is the artwork we're gonna be trying to have a random drawing for, and then if you win, it gets shipped to you free of charge. This is called drip art, or they call it drip. It's not really drip art. It's called flow art. It's done with acrylic paint and canvas, and I've given a couple of these away. If you guys haven't checked out our other channel, go check out our other channel too. It's called Go Big Garage. I do automotive training. We just had a 2-hour live last night, and I taught a big class on electrical. So we're doing free education for automotive on the other channel. So anyway, I just was up early this morning. I was doing some editing, and I thought the live this morning would be a good way to kick off the channel a little bit. We're working hard at getting some traction on the channel. It's the lives are a little different on the travel channel because I don't have as much to talk about because I do automotive, but I'm bringing some content about the Philippines. So right now we're looking at the cost of the flights and where we're going to stay, how long we're going to be there, what the weather's going to be like, what to expect to pay in fuel and food. We're gonna do when we get there, we're gonna rent a couple of moped like motorbikes, and we're gonna motorbike all over the Philippines, and we're gonna document all that. Over there in the Philippines, they have these things called roros. And what it is, they have these like ferries you can get on with your motorcycles, and you just pull onto them, and then they take you across, and then you get off of them when you get to the other side. So it's a real easy way to get around the Philippines. It's not easy to get around a car in the Philippines because they're traffic, and it's easier just to use a little motorbike. And they're cheaper on gas, and they're easy to park just about anywhere you go. And it's kind of funny. I've never seen a country like this, but when you pull up in front of a business in the Philippines, you just get off your little motorbike, and they have a guy that comes and gets your motorbike, and he takes it and parks it for you. So you just park it right up front, and they'll move it, and then when you come out, you got to go find it. So I'm gonna put like some kind of little bright sticker on ours so you can, because they all look alike after a while, because they all pretty much are the same kind of motorbikes over there. And man, they're just all over the Philippines. They're just everywhere. I seen that when we went on a cruise. We went to Dominica Republic, and it's the same way over there. There's just people on motorbikes everywhere you go in the Dominica Republic. That was a really neat place to kind of visit. We were only in the Dominica Republic for one day, and I really had a good time there. People were really friendly, and different kind of a atmosphere over there. We found a guy that just he was our guide for the day, and it would cost us $70 for him to drive us all over in a cab and take us wherever we wanted to go for $70. Him and the car for $70 for the day. So, and that's what we don't realize here in the United States is how expensive things have gotten to be. Because over there, you can, like in the Philippines, you can go out to dinner for like $7, $8. You can get a really nice dinner if you want to spend like $15 a plate. And I'm talking nice, good quality place to eat. And then everything is so much cheaper. It's just crazy how much things are cheaper over there. Their health care is cheaper. And A lot of people think, oh, the Philippines, they don't have, no, they have good care there. If you go to Manila, they got some of the best hospitals in the world there. So you get good quality care. I was talking to a guy that said he was living over there, and he had to have open heart surgery, and he didn't have insurance. He paid out of pocket for open heart surgery, and it was $25,000 without insurance. $25,000 here in the California gets you a weekend stay at the hospital, if that. So, their medical's like super cheap over there. And, some of the areas I wouldn't go to the doctor in, Our plan is to fly into Cebu and then make our way to Dumaguete. And then we're going to get some motorbikes. And then we're going to ride the motorbikes and go over to a little island called Sikihor. And so we got a pretty good plan on what we want to do. And we're going to document that whole thing. If anybody here has ever been to the Philippines or you're from the Philippines, comment about it, because I'd like to pick your brain a little bit. Because right now I'm just doing my research online. And I just got my wall map of the Philippines that's going on the wall, so I can put my little pins on there where we're going to go and where we're staying. And we're going to document the whole thing on the travel channel. We're going to do a trip this weekend and we'll document it. We're going to Sonoma for the weekend to the vintage car races. And that's a good deal because it doesn't cost nothing to get in for spectators. I've never heard of that at Sears Point Raceway. So this coming weekend, I think it's the 5th, 6th, and 7th, or right in there. They're having 3 days of racing. It's all vintage car racing. And it's free for spectators. It doesn't cost anything to go in and be a spectator for the day. So we're gonna try to do that. We'll see how that works out. But I was telling her, as people are coming in, I've been showing this artwork that we're gonna try to start giving some of this away on a random drawing on the lives. So when we have a live, we'll do some kind of trivia. And then when you get a question right, you get to spin the wheel for a piece of artwork. This is called flow art. I do that as a hobby. And so anyhow, I was up early this morning. I was doing some editing, some video editing. I'm going to be 61 this weekend, so we're going to go to the races, which that's cool. I'm a gearhead. I've been a mechanic for 40 years, and I'm actually going to go back to work in about 3 more weeks. And I'll work between now and April. So I work 6 months out of the year, about 3 days a week. And I had to do that. I was retired and I had to go back to work because it was just like, just couldn't afford to not work right now. I lost my wife to pancreatic cancer, and so I lost half of my income. So I had to go back to work. So that's why I'm working right now. And that's why I'm thinking about leaving the U.S. and checking out the Philippines a little bit, because it's so much cheaper to live over there. It's crazy how much cheaper things are. I mean, they say, I did the research, and they say a doctor and lawyers and those upper level people that are in the Philippines that are living in really nice neighborhoods and homes and driving nice cars, they only make like $3,500 a month. So if you go over to the Philippines with $3,000 or $4,000 a month of income, you can live pretty nice. I mean, you can live in a nice house, and you can live good. You can have a lot of things to do and do traveling and travel all over Asia. So I've never been there. But you know what? I'm 61, and you just don't know what life's going to hand you. You never know when your last week of life's going to be. None of us know that. So I think now's a perfect time to do a little traveling, go on some kind of an adventure. While I still am healthy and I can get around and I can hike and I can ride a motorcycle and all those things. So, January we're going to head to the Philippines, and we're gonna make a nice trip, a week long. I'd like to go for 2 weeks, because the cost is not cheap to fly over there. It's about $1,000 for the flight. But once you get there, if you just pay attention to where you're spending your money at, you can really have a good vacation and on a really pretty cheap budget. And when it comes to your food, your lodging, cabs or transportation, all that stuff is super cheap. I mean, you can have a good vacation on a small amount of money. So, we're planning on going in January, and we're going to document the whole thing. How much it costs us to go, where we flew out of, what it was like, what the atmosphere was like, what the weather was like. We're just going to document the whole trip for 7 days in the Philippines, and that'll be in January. But this weekend we're going to Sonoma. So what we've been promoting on the channel is how to make travel within 3 hours of Sacramento and have a good destination to go spend the day and have a good time. So like this trip we're going to do, we're going to get up early. Sonoma's about a 2-hour drive. We're going to go down there and experience the vintage car races at Sears Point, and maybe do one of the hot springs that are there, and then get home before we have to rent a room. So we saved $200 by not staying in a hotel for the night, by getting up early and having a plan and not wasting time trying to figure out what to do, plan out our trip. So, we can get down there and get back and know where we're going to eat. And then we'll document that whole thing here on the channel. So if you're not subscribed, give us your subscription. We'd appreciate it. We're going to bring a lot of value as far as if you're doing a lot of traveling, about how to spot good fuel, how to know where to go to eat at, especially when you're out of town, you're not sure where to go eat. There's some tricks that you can use to know where to go get good food. And so anyway, appreciate you guys that came to the live this morning. And I think we're going to start trying to do a live maybe Friday nights, early Friday nights. And we're going to start doing trivia, and we're going to be giving away some flow art. This is flow art. So we're going to be, I don't know if you can see that very well, but we're going to be having like random drawings for this artwork. And we're going to do trivia questions, and then once you get the trivia question right, you get this spin they're done on canvas, so they're good quality canvas, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you win, I'll pay the shipping to you. It doesn't cost you anything. All right, well, I think I'm going to call it a morning. Appreciate those that showed up for the live. We did a 33-minute live this morning. If you're not subscribed, would you give us your subscription? We'd appreciate that. We're trying to build a community here at the Travel Channel and help each other. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great week, and I got a bunch of projects to get done today. So I'm out. Later.